Title: Family Guy Episode 666. I used to work freelance in animation cleanup, mostly doing frame touch-ups for syndicated reruns. One of my gigs was with Fox during a re-release of Family Guy for international distribution. It was routine stuff: adjust colors, fix mouth sync issues, censor things for overseas. Easy money. One day I received a data package labeled FG internal, do not sync, test reel only. The file inside was a rough cut of an episode titled Viewer Mail number 666, not listed on any schedule. At first, I thought it was a parody of their usual viewer mail format, a few mini-stories each goofier than the last. But something felt off. The tone, the art, the silence between scenes. It didn't feel like Family Guy. Segment 1. Lois loses it. Lois is in the kitchen, chopping vegetables. The animation is jittery, almost like stop motion. She keeps glancing toward the living room, where Peter is asleep in his underwear. The clock ticks loudly in the background, but there's no music, just ticking. Suddenly, Lois speaks. He never wakes up anymore. She picks up the knife and walks into the living room. The camera holds on the hallway corner. You hear wet sounds, then silence. Cut to static. Segment 2. Meg's big date. Meg is getting ready for prom. There's a note on her mirror that says, "Be someone else tonight." She puts on heavy makeup and a long black dress that looks stitched together from old doll clothing. The colors are muted. Her eyes look too big. Her date shows up. It's Stewie, but older. Not just a future version. Something uncanny. His skin is stretched. His voice is deeper, unnatural. He holds out his hand. "I've been waiting a long time, Megan." They leave the house. The door slams shut. Then a title card appears. You can't escape the roles they give you. Cut to black. Segment 3. Brian's walk. This was the worst one. It's just Brian walking through Quahog at night. No music. Just wind. The town is abandoned. Every house is boarded up. The Spooner Street sign is broken in half. Brian walks past the drunken clam. The windows are shattered. Inside, Quagmire is sitting alone in total darkness. His face is turned toward Brian, but his eyes are missing. Just holes. He smiles and mouths something. The audio glitches. Reverse playback. "I scrubbed it manually and reversed it," he says. "We never left. You just stopped watching." Brian runs. The animation gets rougher, frames dropping. He's breathing hard now. Eventually, he reaches the Griffin house, but it's wrong. The windows are bricked up. The walls are charred. He opens the door. Inside is the living room. Just like normal. Everyone's sitting on the couch. Lois, Stewie, Chris, even Meg, but not Peter. The room is silent. No one's moving. Their eyes follow Brian as he walks in. Lois turns to him slowly. "You're not supposed to be here anymore." Then the entire screen glitches into a red frame. Brian opens his mouth to scream, but instead, Peter's voice comes out. Hey, just a cutaway joke." Only there's no joke, just another static cut. Final scene. It ends on a single, silent still shot of the Griffin living room. But now the characters are just shadows. Silhouettes burned into the furniture, like someone had drawn them in chalk, then erased them. In the bottom right corner is a timestamp 666. I checked. That's not a real timecode format. I reported the file to my project lead. The next day the file was gone. No record. Even the email chain vanished. They told me I must have downloaded a test reel from a fan mod. But here's the thing. I kept a single frame, that final silhouette shot, and ran it through an enhancer. There was a reflection in the TV screen. It was a live shot of me, sitting at my desk, watching the episode. But I wasn't moving. And I wasn't alone. Someone was standing behind me, grinning, wearing Peter's clothes, and his eyes weren't drawn. They were real. Title: Family Guy, Episode, Static Griffin. I used to moderate a small online animation forum, mostly for older cartoons. One day a user, no profile pic, no post history, uploaded a strange file titled Family Guy Static Griffin.avi. They didn't leave a description, just a message. Watch alone. Full volume. No pausing. I downloaded it, expecting a meme edit. But this wasn't that. The file started like a normal Family Guy episode. The intro played upbeat as ever, but the animation was off. The colors were oversaturated, and everyone blinked too often, like every few frames. Their mouths moved out of sync, and Stewie's eyes kept drifting upward, like he was looking at something above the viewer. The title card read, Static Griffin, text in bright yellow Comic Sans. But the background was just black. No cutaway jokes. No audience laughter. Act 1. What's that buzzing? The episode begins in the Griffin living room. Peter's watching TV, but the screen is just static. He's laughing hysterically, even though there's no show. Just white noise. His eyes are wide, bloodshot. Lois enters, asks, Peter, what are you watching? He doesn't turn to her, just says, without blinking, this is the real show, Lois. The camera cuts to the TV, the static flickers, and for a frame, a single frame, you can see a photo. I paused it and screenshotted it later. It was Peter's real house, not animated. A real photo. Daytime, front door open, blurry figure inside, then back to the couch. Peter's still staring. Lois tries to turn off the TV, but the remote doesn't work. She pulls the plug. The static keeps playing. Act 2, Stewie's theory. Stewie walks in holding a handheld radio, clearly distressed. He's not joking or snarky. He's terrified. There's a frequency. It's inside the house, he mutters. Brian asks what he's talking about. Stewie snaps. They never stopped watching us. They only changed the channel. Then he points the radio at the ceiling, and it emits a harsh digital screech. The room glitches for a second. The furniture flickers between animation styles. 90s cell shading. Realistic. Then black and white. Then back. Everyone freezes. Chris floats 2 inches off the ground. Meg is crying blood. Silently, the screen goes black. A voice whispers, do you remember when the show stopped being funny? That's when we took over. Act 3, out of sync. Quahog is empty. Buildings collapsed. Roads looping back onto themselves like broken PNG files in a game. Stewie and Brian are the only ones still moving. They find Peter in the Pawtucket Brewery, standing in a circle of TVs, all showing different versions of Peter. Fat Peter, Skinny Peter, Human Peter, Claymation Peter. All of them are screaming. The real Peter turns around. His eyes are pure static now. TV snow swirling in his sockets. It's all a loop. We're the rerun now. Suddenly the TVs show you. Your screen, your face, your room, watching. Stewie turns to the camera and says, you think this is a parody? They wrote us out, but the noise filled in the gaps. The episode ends abruptly. No credits. Just 10 seconds of stillness, then a high-pitched tone that made my ears ring for an hour. I tried replaying it. The file corrupted. I re-downloaded it from the same thread. Gone. Vanished. When I googled Static Griffin, I found one post from 2010. A single image of the real Griffin house, boarded up and abandoned. The caption underneath read, do not watch the static. Now, every few nights I wake up and my TV is on. Static. Volume maxed out. I unplug it. Still plays. Even the screen in my phone buzzes now. And sometimes, I hear Peter's laugh. Behind me, but when I turn around, it's not Peter Griffin. It's something wearing his skin. And it's always blinking. Too often,